From the Samson Production Studios in the heart of Hazleton, Pennsylvania, it's your News 13.
Brought to you by SSPTV and the Standard Speaker.
It was a disaster waiting to happen, and it nearly did when an abandoned home caught fire and spread to some nearby homes. How the Hazleton hazard is coming down, and that's our top story on News 13 for this Wednesday. Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Kathy Bazinski. A dilapidated building that threatened a neighborhood is about to tumble down. As Christina Papa tells us, the city of Hazleton has stepped up to bring down the eyesore and safety hazard.
Gutted from the flames, the skeleton of what was once a condemned double house here on McKinley Street in Hazleton is crumbling.
It's horrible to look at every day. It's an eyesore, and it needs to come down.
Chief of Police in Hazleton, Chief DeAndrea, says this project got off the ground after Mayor Joe Yanuzzi put police in charge of contacting the out-of-state property owners. Now, with the help of city police, Hazleton's city zoning code has stepped up to get the building knocked down.
They're going to have their permits all in order by close of business today. The machine should be moved in here by probably 5, 6 o'clock this evening, and the demolition will start as far as the actual physical knocking down of the building first thing in the morning.
Before the building burned, neighbors complained to the city about the unkept property. Now they think the fire could have been prevented.
I really think that more should have been done. From what I understand, the house was condemned. I don't know why the city didn't keep up with it, maybe. People were breaking into it. I know neighbors called and complained many times about it.
Unfortunately, the city is still financially strained. Chief DeAndrea says the city is doing the best they can on a budget. And now, with talks of demolition in the works, neighbors who say this is an eyesore won't have to look at the condemned building for much longer. Kathy Frask is friends with neighbors who were affected by the fire. She blames the fire on squatters.
Because people go in and out, they sleep there, and they must start fires, and I think they start to keep themselves warm in the winter, and then that's what I think happened over here, because that Saturday night it was very cold.
Neighbors agree they can't wait to see the dilapidated building come down.
Don't want any kids going in there getting hurt or anything like that.
And there's stuff all over the sidewalk. It looks terrible.
Chief DeAndrea hopes laws can be passed in the future so a more watchful eye can be placed on property to help prevent tragedies like this one from happening again. Christina Papa, News 13, Hazleton.
Well, it was nearly a catastrophe. Police found 18 cats living in deplorable conditions in 2 homes in Minersville yesterday. A local shelter moved in for the rescue, but as Matthew Petrillo tells us, the whole incident is a perfect example of the importance of spaying and neutering.
The Hillside SPCA received an extra 18 cats Tuesday after rescuing the felines from these 2 homes in Minersville. The neighbors told police the neighborhood was overwhelmed with stray cats, and so police assisted the SPCA with the rescue. It happened at 2 homes on the 500 block of School Street, and inside, the homes were a wreck.
It was very cluttered, like a lot of stuff that she should have thrown away that she didn't throw away.
Stuff like filthy cat dishes and litter boxes on the floor, fur and feces on the ground, loose trash, and a reeking stench.
If you get in that situation, ask for help before it gets out of hand and you can't handle it yourself. So we are helping her now to get everything cleaned up, and hopefully she can start, have a good place again and help herself now.
While most of these cats were either spayed or neutered, other situations happen about twice a year in the area when cats rapidly breed. Now, these types of problems can be avoided. The SPCA recommends that all cats become spayed and neutered, and those services can get done right here.
We offer low-cost spay-neuter. We help anybody out in that way that we can with cats, and we do take in strays.
Ann Moyer says be mindful of the matter. Spaying your female cat can help it live longer because it prevents breast cancer and infections. Neutering your male cat prevents testicular cancer and other diseases. It's also more cost-effective, and of course, it won't lead to unwanted pregnancies.
One cat and her offspring can have hundreds of thousands of cats in 10 years. Like, they can have almost 1 million offspring if nobody's spayed and neutered in 10 years. So it just multiplies. Because by the time the first litter is 4 months old, they're already having kittens, and mothers having 2-3 litters a year, and it's just like overwhelming.
Police cited and condemned the buildings. Meanwhile, the cats are doing just fine, and all they need now is a new permanent home. Matthew Petrillo, News 13, Minersville.
Boston police now say they've arrested 3 more people in the marathon bombing investigation, but they aren't saying that much else. The 3 are apparently college friends of accused bomber Dzhokhar Tsarnaev and suspected of removing items from his dorm at the University of Massachusetts, Dartmouth. Federal investigators say that they will be charged with obstruction of justice and lying to federal investigators for denying they took those items from the dorm. Boston police say with the new development, there is no threat to public safety. The FBI believes Dzhokhar Tsarnaev and his older brother Tamerlan carried out the blast that killed 3 and wounded more than 200. The brothers are from Chechnya and have been living in the United States for more than 10 years. Well, today is May Day, a day that's become a hot-button day in the battle for immigration reform. Tens of thousands of people are rallying in dozens of cities from New York to Los Angeles as May 1st has become the day for demonstrations demanding the easing of the nation's immigration laws. The rallies carry a special sense of urgency this year, 2 weeks after a bipartisan group of senators introduced a bill that would bring many of the estimated 11 million living in the U.S. illegally out of the shadows. The 11th District Congressman Lou Barletta says he knows legislation will be passed, but he's encouraged the Congress to move slowly and diligently.
We just need to look at what happened in Boston as to why it is so important to make sure we know who's in the country. We need to know the history of the people that we want to allow to stay, and we need to make sure that we can track people when they enter and exit the country. Right now, over 40% of the people that are in the country illegally never cross the border. They came on a visa. The visa expires, and the government has no way of tracking them or even finding them. We have a lot of work to do in securing our borders before we do anything giving a pathway to citizenship.
And Barletta says the immigration issue involving the Boston bombing suspects is a prime example of why immigration reform must be comprehensive. A new business in Greater Hazleton tonight catering to men who don't want to venture into women's territory. Mr. C's Men's Hair Salon, located on the Airport Beltway in Hazel Township, officially opened today, and it's boasting a variety of services just for men. Along with the traditional haircuts and styling, there's also body waxing, shampooing, and hot towel service. Soon a barber will be on hand to provide facial and neck shavings. And did we mention there's complimentary beer with proper ID? The manager had a similar salon open in State College and has seen nothing but success because it's a place for men to be men.
A guy doesn't want all the frilly stuff in a mixed salon. They're pretty basic. They want to come in, they want to get their hair cut, no nonsense, do it and leave and get on with whatever they're doing. So I'm just offering, it's a safe haven.
And the shop's open 7 days a week with various hours. You can call for an appointment at the number right there on your screen. And still ahead on News 13, the easiest forecast ever. We'll tell you about the blue skies and warm temperatures and News 13 weather. But first, gearing up for a major fundraiser to fight a serious disease. We'll tell you what you can do to join that fight when News 13 continues. It's an autoimmune disease that affects more people than you think. Now a local fundraiser is trying to raise awareness and money while having a little fun. Christina Pompa visited some ladies getting ready for the big event to fight lupus.
Cynthia Donlin was working through the ache she has because of lupus today as she wrapped gifts for a worthy cause.
As long as you get help and get diagnosed, you can live a long life with the right type of diagnosis and treatment. And lupus is an autoimmune disease. That means you basically attack your own body. Your body develops antibodies against itself, protects your heart, your lungs, your liver, your brain, your skin, your muscles, your joints. Any part of the body can be attacked.
Cynthia is getting ready for the 10th annual Taming of the Wolf, wolf referring to the Latin word for lupus. In other words, taming of lupus. Cynthia says everyone is invited to this exciting event.
Oh, we're having our Taming of the Wolf. It's our annual 10th anniversary of the Taming of the Wolf Festival. We've been doing this for 10 years. It's going to be at the Candlewood Suites this year from 9:30 in the morning to 6 o'clock on May 11th.
The group of gals have all been affected by lupus in one way or another. That's why they're trying to spread awareness about the disease.
We're trying to provide education, first of all, to the public on lupus. We want people to be aware that this condition is out there and that people need to get diagnosed. And we're willing to sit down and screen people that day free of charge.
Saturday's event will have lots of surprises, including these huge themed baskets.
We have over 150 prizes total. That's gift certificates and wrap baskets. We have crazy themes this year. I Sold Myself, which is a gardening basket. You've got balls, which is a sports basket filled with all types of balls. Triage Lodge, which is a first aid basket. You name it, we've got it.
The girls aren't doing this alone. Those baskets have all been donated by various organizations around Hazleton. The Taming of the Wolf will be on May 11th from 9:30 till 6 p.m. at the Candlewood Suites in Hazleton. Christina Pompa, News 13, Hazleton.
And time now for our regional weather from the National Weather Service. Check on the radar. What you see there is ground reflection from the radar out of Binghamton. Beyond that, nothing but clear skies and sunshine, and we will take it. Creative condition. That's what our creative condition is all about today. It's by Lily Oldfield, the first grader at Valley Elementary. It almost looks like she and her friend are walking on sunshine. It's a nice picture. Now let's take a look at News 13 weather from the National Weather Service for Greater Hazleton. For tonight, it'll be clear though. Temperature dropping all the way down to 33 degrees. But then Thursday, sunny with a high around 66, increasing clouds at night and a low around 36 degrees. And heading to Schuylkill County tonight, mostly clear with a low down to 39. Then for Thursday, it's a beauty, mostly sunny with a high near 69. Increasing clouds at night with a low around 43 degrees. And let's check the winning midday lottery numbers. Good luck if you play. The daily 605, Big 4 2224, Quinto 11925, and the treasure hunt 8 11 19 25 26. Hope you won.
Good evening, everyone, and here's tonight's Talk of the Town report. First tonight, Catholic Underground will be holding a holy hour Friday, May 10th at 7 p.m. at St. Gabriel's Church. All are welcome to come and worship. And one more quick announcement, Nescapec State Park will be holding a wildflower walk Saturday, May 4th at 1 p.m. Sturdy footwear and water are recommended for this hike. Program is free, but you must register in advance by calling 570-403-2006. That's tonight's Talk of the Town. News 13 would like to send sincere condolences to the family and friends of these recently departed. Peter Tarapchak of Drums. Memorial service will be held Friday at 10 a.m. in the Calvary Cemetery. The Harmon Funeral Home is assisting the family with the arrangements. Ann S. Fesco, formerly of Shenandoah, the Lukavitz-Orovitsfeld Funeral Home is in charge of arrangements. Stephen J. Sosna Sr. of Lavelle, the Lukavitz-Orovitsfeld Funeral Home is in charge of arrangements. Donna M. Evans of Freeland, the McHugh-Wilczek Funeral Home will announce complete arrangements. Ernestine M. Examitis of Lost Creek, the Lukavitz-Orovitsfeld Funeral Home is in charge of arrangements. Lee Janisevich, service will be Friday at 8 p.m. in the Harvest Bible Chapel. Friends may call Friday from 6 to 8 p.m. The Harmon Funeral Home is assisting the family. And Mildred Norris of Drums. Service is Saturday at 2 p.m. in the St. James Episcopal Church. Friends may call Saturday from 1 to 2 p.m. The McHugh-Wilczek Funeral Home is in charge of arrangements. Tonight's obituaries have been brought to you by the Smilax Floral Shop located on 15th Street in Hazleton. For delivery to all local funeral homes, call 570-454-0111. And by Mia's, once again, the Hazleton area's #1 rated restaurant. Call 570-501-3410 for information on luncheon packages.
SSPTV Sports on News 13 with Fred Barletta Jr.
In the 21 years there's been a Hazleton area high school, just about all of the sports teams have won a Wyoming Valley Conference championship. One of them that never has is boys track and field. And that's squarely what's on the line this afternoon up in Wilkes-Barre. The track meet leading off today. There it is, Hazleton area at Coughlin. Now this is a girls track meet and also a boys track meet. Both teams going up there. Now the girls should be in real good shape today. We know that the girls have been one of the dominant teams in track and field in all of the Wyoming Valley Conference over the years, but the boys, well, never. Today, with a win, they can all but clinch the Wyoming Valley Conference Championship for the first time, as we said, in school history. So we'll keep an eye on that one. It'll certainly be worth watching. Now down in the Schuylkill League, you got Tamaqua, North Schuylkill, you got Weatherly, Pine Grove, Monoy area, all there. Track going to be running, and what a gorgeous day for it. Volleyball, Hazleton area, they're at Hanover area. Baseball today, Lake Lehman and the Cougars will tangle down at 22nd Street, Shenandoah Valley. They're home, so is Weatherly with Marion. Under the lights, Tamaqua and Pine Grove. Softball, Hazleton area visits Coughlin and Nativity, and MMI, they will square off as well. Now, speaking of baseball, yesterday it was a good one over on the north side, Myers and MMI. Aaron Kohler really pitched well, but Myers pitched just a little bit better. Take a look. There's your line score. The 3 errors by MMI didn't help. Myers knocks off the Preppers 5-3. Another good one down in the Schuylkill League. North Schuylkill edges Blue Mountain. And Nativity 7-0 over Monoy area in softball. North Schuylkill doubles up Blue Mountain. Monoy over Weatherly. Hanover 5-2 winners over MMI. And in tennis, Holy Redeemer, 4-1 over the Preppers of MMI. Let's go to the International League, where last night, Russ Kanzler, well, he kept it going. Another base hit, scored a run. His Norfolk team, they are on a little bit of a hot streak as they knocked off Toledo yesterday. Kyle Landis didn't pitch. Akron, 5-0 winners over Altoona. The Rail Riders winners, Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs on the short end of things. And there you can see the only action going on today of interest, Akron and Altoona. Now, you know, we're talking about this minor leagues and Russ Kanzler. Major League Baseball has now put the first month in the books. You're talking about today being May 1st. So I know it's still a long way to go, but we got to take a look at a couple of things. While Kanzler has been doing very, very well with the Norfolk Tide, take a look at some of the people that play the positions where Kanzler, if he ever got called up, would be there. And we're talking about the Orioles' designated hitter and the bench outfielders. And you see the production has been woeful through the month of April. 24 for 112. That averages out to a 176 batting average. And how about 35 strikeouts in 112 at-bats? That's just not getting the job done. 13 ribbies, cumulative, among those three. Now, Nolan Reimold's not going anywhere. He's a major leaguer, and even though he's off to a slow start, he's there to stay. But Steve Pearce, Chris Dickerson, they're the ones. If you're a Yankee fan, you watched them last year. Nothing special there at all. Wondering if Dan Duquette is seeing the same numbers we are down there at the warehouse in Baltimore. News 13 Sports is sponsored by Sand Springs, featuring a world-class golf course as well as celebrations, the area's most luxurious banquet and wedding facility.
Well, it's a disease that's best known for the legendary baseball player who suffered with it. It's ALS, also known as Lou Gehrig's disease, and the ALS Association in our region is holding a walk to defeat ALS in Bloomsburg on May 18th to help families in our area who are living with ALS. And joining me now are two of the folks behind this. It's Jennifer LaRegina and Rosalba Snyder. And first of all, okay, I did my research. Amyotrophic lateral sclerosis. Oh, you're Am I close? Am I good?
Yeah, perfect.
Lou Gehrig's disease. What happens when someone contracts this?
Okay, so Lou Gehrig's disease has actually been around since the 1800s, but no one really knew about it until 1936 when Lou Gehrig was, or 1939 when Lou Gehrig was diagnosed himself. It can affect anybody at any time. It basically strips away the ability of you to use any of your voluntary muscles. So breathing, feeding yourself, swallowing, walking, washing yourself, all of those things you need to rely on someone else to do. And there's no known cause and no known cure. Every day, 16 new people are diagnosed with ALS and 16 people die from ALS here in the United States.
And Rosalba, you've had direct experience with this. The walk is in memory of Jorge. Who is Jorge? And tell us his story.
Well, Jorge is my dad. He passed away in January 3 years ago. And because our area is so limited and awareness is really not known here for ALS, I wanted to start a walk just so people didn't feel alone. And we could have that one day of just, you know, sharing our pain, sharing our stories, and having fun at the same time. So.
And that's important. Let's get to the fun part of this. It's about community and having fun. Tell me about the plans and everything that's going to be going on at the walk.
Oh, we have a DJ. We have all kinds of vendors, food, from, you know, hot dogs, donuts, pretzels.
We're looking at, just not to interrupt, we're looking at some great pictures from last year, actually.
Yes,
it looked like so much fun.
The startup line. We've had over 550 people come last year. We raised over $53,000.
That's amazing.
And yeah, those are some of the kids there. It was wonderful, and everybody has a great time. And I think everybody kind of looks forward to it. And the more years that we have it, the more we're raising awareness. And we also have Representative David Millard that attended. And he's a great champion for ALS. So.
And the money raised in this upcoming walk, where's it going to go?
It's going to go for patient services, help with families with Lou Gehrig's disease. They do a lot, the ALS Association, if they need a hospital bed or I mean, that's the things that they did for me, support. And then it's also helping with research.
Okay, let's get the info out there. We think we've got a graphic to put up. It's Jorge's Walk to defeat ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease. It's going to be Saturday the 18th at Bloomsburg Town Park, a beautiful place to have a walk, by the way. It's gorgeous down there. Registration at 9, walk starts at 10:30. It's just easy 2 miles. Anybody could do it. And for more information, you can email Rosalba at fightingals.
Yes.
At hotmail.com. So you can do that. And please, we encourage everybody to come out.
Absolutely.
Jen,
Yes.
Rosalba.
It will be a lot of fun.
We were going to have a camera there too to capture all the fun this year.
Great.
And thank you so much for joining us, and best of luck on the 18th.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you so much. Our pleasure. And plenty more news and information headed your way on News 13. We'll show you how the 18 cats rescued from a home in Schuylkill County are doing today. That story and much more news when the 13 crew comes right back.